Mutantkind has become an unstoppable powerhouse, but how will they govern their own? Well, let's hop into the pages of House of X issue number 6, the finale to this Hickman miniseries, and find out. Alrighty then, so as the comic opens up, we actually step backwards in time a little bit. It seems that Professor X not only had given a psychic message to all the mutants of the world, he gave one to the humans and assorted heroes of the Marvel Universe as well. His message is simple. Hey everyone, in a couple months there's going to be some amazing new mutant wonder drugs on the market. They're going to cure Alzheimer's, most forms of cancer, and they're going to enrich your life, make it longer and happier. There was once a time when I would give you these things for free, extending an olive branch of love and brotherhood in hopes that humans would extend the same olive branch to me and my kind, but now I know that's not going to happen. The dream of cohabitation that Xavier clung to for so long, he now knows is one giant lie. Oh, mankind will get its wonder drugs and their lives will be better, but they're going to have to pay for it, not only just with money, but with recognizing Krakoa as a sovereign nation. It's just the price you pay for killing mutant children, and also standing by while mutant children are killed. Ooh, firm but fair, Xavier. So, with that out of the way, the mutants now officially have their own ruling council, their own military, their own language. Now it's time to set up their own laws. We get a meeting of the full mutant council of elders made up of a lot of familiar X-Men and a lot of familiar X-villains as well. Their first order of business, passing justice on the criminal Victor Creed, aka Sabretooth. Now, the mutants of Krakoa had gotten amnesty for Sabretooth, but only so he could face mutant justice, and they're wondering if they're going to either give him a pass or make a big old example out of him. Granted, the proceedings are tinged with just a little bit of hypocrisy, considering that Sabretooth committed his crimes while on a mission for the mutant government, and I mean, really, you can't blame Sabretooth for Sabertoothin'. So the question becomes, will Krakoa be the kind of nation with a death penalty? Do they believe in reparative justice? Heck, some people like Apocalypse can't even bring themselves to care about the fate of mortals. After all, Apocalypse is timeless. Then you got Sebastian Shaw over here, being like, hey, can we talk about land rights and everything? Cause, I really want to own some land, which is going to be difficult considering Krakoa is itself a living being, and you can't really own a living being, which means the mutants are probably going to need to buy some property elsewhere, which they're going to need money for, which is going to start a whole other set of conversations. My favorite moment might actually be when Mystique speaks up and says, hey Kirk, on again, off again, son, how do you feel as the only religious person here? How should we rule it according to your Bible? And Nightcrawler gives the most surprisingly horny answer, well, God said be fruitful, and we got a lot of mutant repopulation to do, so, that should probably be a law. And with that, the first 3 laws of Krakoa are born. Mutants shall not harm human, mutants shall repopulate and be fruitful, and they shall respect the land that they have been given, that is Krakoa. Of course, there is still the matter of Sabretooth, who refuses to straighten up and fly right. It looks like they are going to have to pass down the ultimate judgment on him, exile. After all, they can't kill him, because in doing so they would just have to bring him back to life, and they can't send him back to the human world to face human justice. So instead they opt to send him to the center of Krakoa. He'll be alive, he'll be with it, but he won't be able to move or do anything. Maybe they'll let him out on good behavior at some point in the future, but until then, they're just gonna put him away. And after that, there is much celebrating. The mutants have finally achieved everything they ever wanted, a nation to call their own laws, a place where their people can thrive. A place, too, where seemingly old grudges are buried. Wolverine opens up a beer with Gorgon. Jean Grey and Emma Frost seem cool around each other and around Cyclops, and I mean, really, if we're aiming to repopulate the mutant race, it's probably good that we're burying the hatchet here. Because, I mean, after the fighting comes the loving, and it's implied that there's going to be a lot of loving in Krakoa tonight. In fact, the only unhappy person looks to be Apocalypse himself. We also end on the rather cryptic note of Xavier saying, yeah, this is good. A good start, at least, as the comic comes to a close. And so that was House of X issue number 6, the finale of the first part of Jonathan Hickman's 2 big X-Men miniseries. miniseries, and I gotta say it ends on a very triumphant note. Mutantkind has everything they've ever wanted, and it seems to be a real utopian society they're building, but this is comic books and those things never last forever, especially when there always seems to be a sinister undercurrent. Perhaps it's a little nihilistic, but ultimately a very fascinating idea, and perhaps even realistic too, this idea that the only thing that was holding back Mutantkind from really getting their piece of the pie was their forever trying to save humankind, and only once they cut the humans loose do they start actually making real gains. This is also all here just to set up a brand new status quo for X-Men in the second phase of brand new X-Men books that are coming down the pipeline, which I gotta say I'm really excited for all of those, especially once all of this starts crossing over with the rest of the Marvel Universe at large. How are the Avengers gonna feel about this? How are the Wakandans gonna feel about this? Etc, etc. Overall, I'd give this another 9 out of 10. Truly fascinating, truly interesting stuff that has reignited my love for X-Men. This is a great time to be a fan.
Hey there everyone, Cape Joel again, and I want to thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. As always, if you liked what you see, be sure to like, subscribe, comment. It really helps drive engagement and helps me out too. Also, if you are a patron, which you can become for as little as $1 a month, you will get exclusive content that no one else can ever see, and you'll get to see the Comic Multiverse podcast before anyone else too. You can check out all this and more down in the description. And until next time everyone, this has been Cape Joel, and I'll see you all next time. Cheers.